I always get so nervous when I do this. Hi, it's Zarka from Magpie Gemstones, and I just finished doing a how to put a cap on a brio, and now I'm going to attempt to do a messy cap on a brio. Let's see if it works this time. Somewhere over here I cut myself probably more than 2 feet of wire. I would say 2.5 feet of wire. And I'm going to use this huge brio. This is 26 gauge wire, but don't be surprised if you need to use 28 or 30 to go through a brio, and probably your brio would be smaller than this. You can do this technique with 24 gauge. At 22 gauge, it's going to start being a little too thick to be able to manipulate and get this look, in my opinion. But it never hurts to try, and you never know what you're going to come up with, so never be afraid to experiment. Okay, now let's see where I can stick this. Can you see what I'm doing? Yay! Okay, now we're just going to quickly capture this brio, and I'm going to actually capture the brio with a separate piece of wire. So I'm going to have about 2 inches on each side. I usually just do it with the whole piece of wire, but it's just going to be too confusing to watch if I do it that way. Okay, so I've got 2 inches of wire, 1.5 inches to 2 inches of wire on each side, depending on the size of your brio. And let's pull this up. Got the V. Now if I'm missing steps, go back and watch my other videos, because this is the 3rd time, I think, that we've done brios. And it'll be covered in there. Okay, now straighten these wires up. Now this is just one of the ways that I can capture a brio, but this is just capturing it. That's all we're doing at this moment in time. And so go around like this and bring that wire around that base wire, okay, a few times, just so you have that briolette captured. And I'm going to stop right about now. Okay, snip them off. Now these are going to be covered in a minute with the messy wrap, so they don't need to be anchored perfectly. And now you see how it's a little wonky there? I'm going to straighten those out because I want the basic shape to be structurally a V, even though it'll be messy, but I don't want it to be like way over there, way over there. So I'm going to give these a little. Now be careful, don't be torquing too hard. You don't want to break your brio. And okay, so we've captured the brio, and I'm not going to worry about the wonky top because that'll be fixed later. And now take 2 feet, or however much you think, experiment, try it out. It all depends on the size of the brio, the size of the wire, and how messy you're going to go. And I'm going to wrap it twice around that top part. And now I have 2 wires coming out. And the reason I do it with 2 is if you go this way with one and this way with the other, it's way easier to get a true messy look. There's nothing worse than it sort of just being a little messy so that it looks like you were trying to do a clean cap and just couldn't manage it. That's no fun. And so now you just play. I'm going to go down with that one and then go around with this one. And the point is to make it look messy. So go around the bottom a couple times. Now don't pull too hard that you start making it right up the top of the, that's one of the tricks, is let it come down the bead. See what I mean? Let it work its way down. Let's see, I'm going to go a couple times. And then I kind of hold it down this way. See how I'm holding it? So it's working it this way down the briolette. You don't want the neck to be messy, you want a cap. I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to do that a few times. There's no rules. Just play. See, when you have 2 going, it's so much easier to get the messy look happening. But it looks like you have control too. It's not like, you know, a bunch of wire is just exploding onto your Briolette. You show you have control and that you intended to do this on purpose. Okay. Now, that's looking a little too uniform for me. This side, looking a little messier. So I'm going to bring it up and then back down. And then up and then back down. And then I'm going to do that on the other side. Up and down. And pull it in a little bit. And up and down. And just keep playing. Oh, this side's looking nice and messy. Look at that. That's looking pretty cool. Okay, so basically if you want to turn off the video now, you've seen it all. But if you want to watch me end it, then hang in there. I'm finding some spots up in here where it's a little too neat, so I'm adding some craziness to that spot. It's like painting. Check and see when you get down to your last bit of wire, check and see what's going on. See what you want to do, where you want it to go. Okay, so I'm at the end of this wire. I'm going to take it and I'm going to tuck it in. Maybe. If it will listen to me, I'm going to tuck it in. Come on, it doesn't want to listen. My eyes are blinded because the light is so bright. There we go. And that's my excuse. Anyway, I'm going to find my little nose and pinch those in. Okie dokie. Now, go the right direction, which would be helpful. Now it's kind of starting to ride up, so I'm going to add some fat to the bottom and make it a little messy. And I'm going to, at the end of this wire, I think I'm going to tuck it in. I want to tuck it in. I'm pushing the wire down now. Working out. You get to decide where this wire goes. It's your creation. Okay, so this one I'm going to also tuck in up here into the first circle that we created that goes into the necklace. And bend that back. Okay. And there we have it. So there is a messy capped Briolette. I'm not so sure I like it all that much. It's harder for me to do this when I'm showing someone else what I'm doing than if I just sit down with myself and do it. Probably at this point what I would do is I would take my nylon jaw pliers, which I don't have in this room at this moment, and I would do some work on the shaping, and I often use the rubber sides of my pliers to press wire into place. And it also work hardens it a bit, so it'll hold it where you want it to go. And I'm going to move these down. And I think that this might be considered a success. What do you think? Looks not bad. I'd hang that from a necklace. And thanks for watching. Hope that was helpful. I don't know. Thanks. Bye.